You were 10 years old in King's Landing when a strange woman knocks on your door. You open and she grabs your face, turns your head, checks your teeth like you're a prize melon at the flea bottom market. Strange encounter, but you play along. Next thing you know, your mother is nodding, coins are clinking, and you are being dragged across flea bottom by a woman who smells like roses and danger. Congratulations, you've just been recruited into Little Finger's exclusive girls club. Too bad no one asked if you wanted to join. First night, you're missing home. The door swings open. In walks the most breathtaking woman you've ever seen. Silk poured over skin, flowing like it's alive. Her shoulders bare, neckline low, hair pinned with gold beads. Her perfume smells so rich it can buy your entire village. Lips stained red like berries. Soft coal around her eyes. With those eyes, she notices you. You come out of your daydream when she says, "That's my wine, you little rat." You come back to reality. Day one, and you already know where you stand. On the house food chain, you sit somewhere between the cat and yesterday's stew. Both are harder to replace than you. Welcome to your new life. It's going great already. Morning routine. Wake before the sun. Stoke the kitchen fire. Haul water. Scrub floors on your knees. Then watch drunk men smear mud across them in 30 seconds. You learn the house rules fast. Speak only when spoken to. Never open a closed door. If a gold cloak bangs on the shutters, fetch the mistress. Not because she wants to help, but because gold cloaks don't pay, and you don't want to be the one to argue with a drunk knight. If a man passes out in the hall, roll him aside and let him snore. You've been here 3 months, and you've already memorized 23 different customer types. 7 regulars who forget to pay unless someone blocks the door. 5 lords who talk big about their connections and tip like peasants. 4 soldiers who cry into their cups about dead friends. 3 soldiers who smash chairs when the crying doesn't help. 2 merchants who smell like cabbage and poor life decisions. 1 knight who always requests the same girl and brings her wilted flowers. The women move through the common room in dresses worth more than your father ever earned. You watch them lace corsets, paint lips, and crack mirrors, laugh in ways that make tired men sit up straighter. You see them guide hands away when fingers wander, and let some jokes die without a smile. The first time the mistress finds you staring instead of wiping a table, you brace for a slap. She only presses the cloth back into your hand. You like to listen. She says, "Good." Men say too much when they think you are part of the furniture. You start watching more than you scrub. You learn which regulars forget to pay unless someone blocks the door. A girl from Chitea's house stays the night. Silk finer, eyes colder. Some cages have silk sheets. They're still cages. By 12, you can cross the common room without a floorboard creak. You can refill cups, dodge hands, and vanish before a man remembers to turn his head. The mistress has other plans. One morning, the mistress wakes you before dawn to wash you in the good tub, the copper one, the one kept for important guests. This is not the compliment you think it is. She scrubs your back until your skin stings. She oils your hair with something that smells expensive and vaguely floral. She laces you into a dress that fits tighter than anything you've ever worn. You can barely breathe. Breathing's optional tonight, she says, reading your mind. Looking pretty is mandatory. The room upstairs is small, with 1 bed, 1 chair, and a narrow window over the street of silk. A fresh candle waits on the table. Boots climb the stairs. Each step lands in your chest like a hammer. He looks you over like a horse at the market. Teeth, hips, hands. "Don't be nervous," he says. "It'll be over soon." Comforting, not really. You smile when he enters. You pour the wine. You remember to shout mistress's name when he gives you more pain than he paid for. You open your mouth. Nothing comes out. You leave, not physically. Your body stays right there on the bed doing whatever it's supposed to do. You count the drips of wax sliding down the candle. 1, 2, 7, 11, 23. You listen to the laughter below and pretend you are still carrying a tray through the common room. Your body stays on the bed. Your mind walks far away. It lasts forever, but the hourglass stays only minutes. He pats your shoulder, calls you good girl, and leaves. Coins clink into the mistress's hand at the door. You wash in cold water, carry a fresh jug of wine downstairs, because here, what just happened isn't trauma, it's Monday. You are not a child anymore, you are inventory, and your price just went up. You wake to clatter in the alley and sleep when the last song dies. The brothel runs on habit. You move through the hall in gowns that cost more than your old street ever saw. You know how far to lean when you pour. You know when to let a silence sit and when to fill it with a well-timed laugh. You know how to make a man feel clever without giving him anything real. Gold cloaks stumble in after shifts at the mud gate and grumble about patrols along the Blackwater. Young lordlings from the Red Keep arrive smelling of boar and wine and daddy issues. You listen, you remember, then pass useful bits to the mistress. Sometimes a man from Littlefinger's side of the street comes with careful questions and leaves with a full notebook. You are not the sort of spy minstrels sing about. You are the woman pouring wine while men forget you have ears. If gossip were coin, you would have bought your freedom years ago. You feel the war and who stops arriving. The hedge knight who always paid in advance vanishes after the Battle of the Blackwater. During Joffrey's riot, men slam against the bolted door and howl to be let in. You and two other girls lean your backs into a heavy table while someone on the other side pounds and screams. It holds. That night you pour wine for a knight who laughs about trampling small folk. You smile and later give the mistress his name. You cannot stop kings from killing each other on the steps of the Sept. Inside these walls you can steer danger away from some girls and toward men who have earned it. In King's Landing, that is what power looks like, quiet and invisible. Your 30s show up first in the mirror. You need more makeup to hide the lines. Men start calling you clever instead of pretty. In this house, that means you are no longer new. New girls get flowers. You get asked to fix the seating chart. The mistress moves you to a chair near the door and the coin box. You read the room now. You decide which man sits where and which girl takes which client. At first, you think your power is your body. The way men look at you like you're honey they were starved for. Pretty illusion. Later, you learn the real currency is who sits where, who drinks first, who you smile at, and who you let wait long enough to grow afraid you forgot him. When a new girl reaches for the wrong man, the one with the gentle smile that never reaches his eyes, you laugh, step between them, and send her off for wine she never planned to fetch. A tiny rescue, a tiny win. You collect those every night like stolen coins. You still go upstairs, but rarely. The house pays now for your judgment more than your skin. The youngest girls drift toward you. They whisper about men who frightened them and sailors who offered to take them to bravos. You tell them which captains might keep a word and which inns near the docks do not sell their barmaids. You joke that you should start charging consulting fees. No one laughs as hard as they should. King's Landing won't remember your name. Some lord might mistake you in another brothel one day. Just another woman with a cup and a price. But the house remembers who barred the doors during a riot, who taught girls to spill wine and escape a lap, who sent girls out of the city still breathing. One night after closing, you sit in the common room and listen to the city outside the shutters. Up on the hill, nobles argue over who owns the realm. Down here on the streets of Silk, you have spent your life learning how not to be owned. You were never a queen, a knight, or a name in a great house book. You were a brothel girl in King's Landing, and you are still here. No one will ever write that down, but you feel it every time you wake up, still breathing.